That meal was splendid. Did you cook it by yourself?
All by myself.
I thought you were supposed to be here early to help.
I take no credit for myself. Monica prepared and cooked everything herself. I was watching a baseball game on TV.
Well, Monica, I think you did a marvelous job with dinner. I can't remember when I enjoyed a meal so much.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so.
That meal was splendid. Did you cook it by yourself?
All by myself.
I thought you were supposed to be here early to help.
I take no credit for myself. Monica prepared and cooked everything herself. I was watching a baseball game on TV.
Well, Monica, I think you did a marvelous job with dinner. I can't remember when I enjoyed a meal so much.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so.
That meal was splendid. Did you cook it by yourself?
All by myself.
I thought you were supposed to be here early to help.
I take no credit for myself. Monica prepared and cooked everything herself. I was watching a baseball game on TV.
Well, Monica, I think you did a marvelous job with dinner. I can't remember when I enjoyed a meal so much.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so.
Did you cook it by yourself? All by myself. Monica prepared and cooked everything herself.
I must add my congratulations for a wonderful meal, Monica.
Thank you.
The bread was really flavorful. Did you bake that yourself?
No, I bought it at a bakery on Normandy. They bake everything themselves on the premises.
Really? Where are they located?
They're located on 6th and Normandy. They call themselves the Baker Boys.
I must add my congratulations for a wonderful meal, Monica.
Thank you.
The bread was really flavorful. Did you bake that yourself?
No, I bought it at a bakery on Normandy. They bake everything themselves on the premises.
Really? Where are they located?
They're located on 6th and Normandy. They call themselves the Baker Boys.
I must add my congratulations for a wonderful meal, Monica.
Thank you.
The bread was really flavorful. Did you bake that yourself?
No, I bought it at a bakery on Normandy. They bake everything themselves on the premises.
Really? Where are they located?
They're located on 6th and Normandy. They call themselves the Baker Boys.
Did you bake that yourself? No, I bought it at the bakery on Normandy. They bake everything themselves. Where are they located? They're located on 6th and Normandy. They call themselves the Baker Boys.
I'm going to set these chocolate mints on the table. Please help yourselves.
So, tell me, Steve, how's business?
Not bad. You know, Julie and I are thinking of buying an old house.
Really?
Yes, we're thinking of buying it and fixing it up ourselves and then renting it out.
Is that a good business?
Yes, it can be if you can find a tenant who pays the rent on time. A house can pay for itself in 5 to 10 years.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more.
I'm going to set these chocolate mints on the table. Please help yourselves.
So, tell me, Steve, how's business?
Not bad. You know, Julie and I are thinking of buying an old house.
Really?
Yes, we're thinking of buying it and fixing it up ourselves and then renting it out.
Is that a good business?
Yes, it can be if you can find a tenant who pays the rent on time. A house can pay for itself in 5 to 10 years.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more.
I'm going to set these chocolate mints on the table. Please help yourselves.
So, tell me, Steve, how's business?
Not bad. You know, Julie and I are thinking of buying an old house.
Really?
Yes, we're thinking of buying it and fixing it up ourselves and then renting it out.
Is that a good business?
Yes, it can be if you can find a tenant who pays the rent on time. A house can pay for itself in 5 to 10 years.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more.
I'm going to set these chocolate mints on the table. Please, help yourselves. We are thinking of buying it and fixing it up ourselves. A house can pay for itself in 5 to 10 years. That's interesting. Tell me more.
Oh, hi. Welcome back to the classroom. Today, we'll be talking about reflexive pronouns. But, you know, I'm looking at this green board here, blackboard, green board, whatever you want to call it. It's awfully dirty, isn't it? I'm getting tired of this. And that same kind of print that I always use up at the top. You know, I'd really like to clean this board or maybe even get a new one. I think I'll need some help. No? No? Maybe I can replace this board by myself. Maybe I can do it myself. Let's see. Wow! It worked. I have a new board and I did it myself. Aha! Maybe I have already started to explain to you what reflexive pronouns really are. I said I can change it myself. Reflexive pronouns are pronouns that end in the syllable self or selves, depending if, of course, it's a singular or a plural. Self or selves. They are used when the subject and object are the same person. Now, what do I mean by when the subject and object are the same person? I think I'm going to need the TV for this one. See if I can get that down here. Oh, here it comes. Good. Ah! I know who that guy is. I can see me on TV. I can see me on the TV. In other words, I, which is the subject of that sentence, can see me, the object of that verb see. What can I see, or who can I see? I can see me. So you see, the subject and the object are the same person. So the other more common, the simpler way to say that same sentence is, I can see myself on TV. In the same way, before I said, I can change the board myself. You understand? Now, let me explain to you, teach you, what are these reflexive pronouns. So, for the word I, the subject pronoun I, the reflexive pronoun is myself. I can see myself on the TV. You, the reflexive pronoun for the subject pronoun you, is yourself. I might ask you, can you see yourself on TV? How about for he? Can he see himself on the TV? The reflexive pronoun for he is himself. How about she? Can she see herself on the TV? The reflexive pronoun for she is herself. And the reflexive pronoun for it is itself. There's a famous story, a little Aesop fable, about a dog who has a bone in its mouth, who looks over a pool of water and can see itself reflected in the water. But of course, the dog doesn't realize that it is a reflection of itself, so it tries to grab the dog's bone and ends up losing its own bone in the water. It could see itself reflected in the water. Now, plural. We, and here, as you can see, we end in the plural of self, which is selves. We can see ourselves reflected in the mirror. You know what a reflection is? That is actually when you see yourself, or we can see ourselves reflected in the mirror. And see, this action, something coming back on itself, is where we get that word reflexive. That's how you know it's reflexive. A mirror image is a reflection. We can see ourselves reflected in the mirror. How about you, plural? Can you see yourselves reflected in the mirror? And they can see themselves. So, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves are the plural forms of these reflexive pronouns. Now, let's practice. Singular. The reflexive pronoun that goes with the subject pronoun I is? Good. Did you remember? Myself. I can see myself on the TV. You. The reflexive pronoun is? Good. Yourself. How about he? He can see himself reflected in the mirror. She. Herself. And it, the dog and the bone, right? The dog could see itself reflected in the water. Now the plurals. We, ourselves, plural. You, plural. Yourselves. And they, themselves. Good. Now, also, just to let you know, by, that little preposition by, plus a reflexive pronoun, is something that means alone. I said, for example, before, can I change the board myself? Can I do it by myself? Whenever you hear by plus a reflexive pronoun, that means alone. For example, I'm here by myself. There is no one else here with me. I'm here alone. I'm here by myself. I'm here alone. Now, sometimes, by the way, in fact, very often, in colloquial speech, in idiomatic speech, that means just sort of regular speech, the way that people use it in the street, you'll hear people say, I'm here all by myself. I'm here all alone. All, in this case, is actually an adverb that modifies, that describes that phrase, by myself. It exaggerates it. It emphasizes it. It means it exaggerates it. So, all by myself. It's a way of saying not only am I just alone, I'm really all alone, all by myself. It's also something that you'll hear people say very often to children. You know, you come to the house, little kid answers the door, you say, oh, honey, are you here all by yourself? Or if a child does a picture, so an adult might say, oh, did you do that all by yourself? It's a way of making that child's accomplishment seem bigger. He did it all by himself. And you also hear it very often in popular songs. You'll hear somebody sing, I'm all alone, I'm all by myself. It's a way of exaggerating loneliness. I wanted you to know that because you'll hear it a lot. All by myself. All alone. You could also ask, did you cook it by yourself? That means, did you cook it alone? Or did you have any help? Now we know that Monica made her whole dinner for her dinner party by herself. Monica didn't have any help. She cooked the meal by herself. Good for Monica. Now, let's look at some examples. David says, Monica prepared and cooked everything herself. He could say, she prepared and cooked everything by herself. Donna asks, did you bake it yourself? Remember, she's talking about that delicious bread that Monica serves at the dinner party. What does Monica say? She said, no, I got it at the Baker Boys. They bake everything themselves. Same thing, right? Monica tells everyone, oh, please, help yourselves. In other words, she was saying, don't wait for me to serve you. Go ahead and help yourselves. There's also a famous proverb in the English language. Heaven helps those who help themselves. These are all reflexive pronouns. In fact, I think this is actually a good unit to review the pronouns and the possessives that we've learned so far. And then we'll do some exercises where you can really see all of these lined up together. Be a good review. Let's start with subject pronouns and object pronouns. By this time, you should certainly know the subject pronouns in your sleep. What are they? I, you, he, she, it, plural, we, you, and they. And the object pronouns that go along with these subject pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, you, and them. These are object pronouns, and they are used as either the object of the preposition, in other words, after prepositions, or they're used as the objects of verbs. They're called direct objects, as in, give me the book, or give him another hamburger, right? So those are the two ways that we use object pronouns, either after prepositions, to me, to you, to him, to her, and so on, or as objects of verbs. Give me give him, give her. Now, let's review possessive pronouns. Okay? These are mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, yours, and theirs. You can often hear little children say, "It's mine." Or if you're talking to someone else, you can say, "Hey, it's yours." It's his, it's hers. You wouldn't say it's its very much. That would maybe be about a cat or a dog. But it's ours, it's yours, it's theirs. This is mine, this water. Thank you for letting me drink that water. I drank it all by myself. Now, let's review those reflexive pronouns. I've started already when I said myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Those are the reflexive pronouns. And now let's also review our possessive adjectives. Okay? The possessive adjective for I, of course, is my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and their. Those are our possessive adjectives. So now let's do some exercises. Oh my. Looks like this fella is dancing on my head, isn't he? Thought I felt something back there. So let's change the subject pronoun into the object pronoun. The subject pronoun is I. The object pronoun is. Just imagine it after a preposition if you're confused about that. Excuse me. Me. I, the object pronoun, is me. She, the object pronoun, is her. Give it to her. How about they? The object pronoun is them. We can say either I gave them dinner or she gave it to them. In either case, we need the object pronoun them. He, him, and it, object pronoun, doesn't change. It. I gave it a bath. We. The object pronoun is us. She gave them to us. And you, object pronoun doesn't change. It's also you. Now, for this next exercise, we're going to change from the subject pronoun to the possessive pronoun. Okay? So our subject pronoun I becomes what? What is the possessive pronoun that we can get from I? The possessive pronoun is, the 2-year-old, remember, says, "It's mine, Mommy." She, the possessive pronoun is, it's hers. How about they? It's theirs. He, the possessive pronoun, is his. It's his. It, the possessive pronoun, is its. We, the possessive pronoun, is ours. And you, the possessive pronoun, is yours. Okay? Now, for this next one, I want you to change from the subject pronoun to the reflexive pronoun. The subject pronoun is I. The reflexive pronoun is myself. Remember, these are the pronouns that end in self or selves. She, the reflexive pronoun, is she can do it by herself. How about they? Did you remember that this is plural? Heaven helps those who help themselves. He. He wants to do it all by himself. How about it? Remember the dog and the bone and the reflection. It can see itself in the water. How about we? Ourselves. And you? Now there are two answers to you, aren't there? There's the singular and the plural. Yourself and yourselves. This is one place where we can really tell that there are two different yous and not just one. Yourself is singular, yourselves is plural. Now, I'd like you to change from the subject pronoun to the possessive adjective. The possessive adjective that goes with the subject pronoun I is my, right? This is my vest. How about she? The possessive adjective for she is her. How about they? The possessive adjective for they is their. How about he? That possessive adjective, his. The possessive adjective for it is its. The dog lost its bone in the water. Poor greedy little dog. We. The possessive adjective for we is our. It was our last chance to learn these adjectives. You. Both singular and plural. The possessive is your. You and your shadow. Walking down the avenue. Now, we're going to practice now making some sentences here. So what I'd like you to do is to make two different sentences. The first using a possessive adjective, the second with an object pronoun and a reflexive pronoun. Let me show you examples so you see what I mean by that. For example, for the sentence, it is Mr. Maxwell's pen. Now, the first sentence we're going to use a possessive adjective. The possessive adjective that goes along with the third person, singular, masculine, which is what Mr. Maxwell would require, is his. So we would say, it is his pen. Now, the second, we're going to use an object pronoun and a reflexive pronoun. And we're going to talk about Mr. Maxwell bought it himself. It is Mr. Maxwell's pen. It is his pen, possessive adjective. He bought it, object pronoun, himself, reflexive pronoun. Don't worry about all those grammar words. Just take a look at the structure and make sure you understand it. He bought it. What did he buy? The pen. It is his pen. He bought it himself. Nobody gave it to him. Nobody else paid for it. He bought it himself. Okay, let's try some more of these now, using that as a model. It is David's car. So first, we're going to use that possessive adjective. It is David's car. It is his car. And we're going to assume that, like Mr. Maxwell, David paid for the car all by himself. No one else gave it to him, no one else paid for it, but he bought it himself. What does the it stand for in this sentence? He bought it himself. He bought the car himself. It is his car. He bought it himself. Do you understand? Let's try another one. They are Kelsey and Clayton's toys. Okay? So, possessive adjective. We're going to use what? Third person plural. Kelsey and Clayton. They are their toys. Now, let's say Donna and John did not give these toys to Kelsey and Clayton. Kelsey and Clayton saved their allowance for weeks to buy these toys. No one bought them for them. Remember, we have to have a plural object pronoun because toys is also plural. So, they bought them themselves. Do you see? They are Kelsey and Clayton's toys. They are their toys. They bought them themselves. Them stands for the toys. They bought them themselves. Kelsey and Clayton paid for them. They went to the store. They got them all by themselves. Okay? That is John and Donna's house. Okay? Now, first of all, the possessive adjective. It is their house. And again, nobody else purchased that house. No one else got that house. No one else gave it to them. It was their money. It was their project. So, what is the sentence that uses the object pronoun and the reflexive pronoun? It is their house. They bought it themselves. That is John and Donna's house. It is their house. They bought it themselves. What did they buy themselves? Their house. These books belong to us. Now, use the possessive adjective. They are our books. Notice the sound. They are our books. They are our books. And then, how are we going to say the subject or the reflexive pronoun and the object pronoun? They are our books. We, plural, and reflexive pronoun. We bought books, them, ourselves. These books belong to us. They are our books. We bought them ourselves. Is this beginning to make sense? Remember, you can always play this tape over and over again until you understand everything I'm saying perfectly. It's the advantage of a video. I have a small apartment. Okay? It is my apartment. And now, this time, let's substitute the verb rent for bought, since most of us who live in apartments rent our apartments. So, it is my apartment. I rent okay? I rent what? The apartment. It. Who does it? Myself. I rent it myself. I have a small apartment. It is my apartment. I rent it myself. Now, this time we're going to make 3 sentences. Make 3 sentences. Number 1, using an object pronoun with belongs to. A second sentence using a possessive adjective. And a third sentence using an object pronoun and a reflexive pronoun. Okay? So what do I mean by this? Let's start with this example. I own this car. Okay? So now I'm going to use an object pronoun with belongs to. It belongs to me. Me, in this case, is an object pronoun that goes after the phrase belongs to. To being what? A preposition. It belongs to me. Now, using a possessive adjective. It is my car. And using an object pronoun. I bought it myself. So we have 2 object pronouns in those sentences. One after belongs to. It belongs to me. The other one is an object that goes with bought. What did I buy? I bought it. And I bought it myself. It is my car. So that's our model. We'll start out with a sentence that uses belongs to. Then we will use the possessive adjective, my car. And then we will use the object pronoun and the reflexive pronoun. I bought it myself. I rent a small apartment. Okay? It belongs to object pronoun. It belongs to me. It is my apartment. And I rent it myself. I rent a small apartment. It belongs to me. It is my apartment. I rent it myself. Okay? You own that watch. Okay? It belongs to you. Okay? It is a possessive adjective. It is your watch. And you bought it, one watch, yourself. You own that watch. It belongs to you. It is your watch. You bought it yourself. Good for you. He owns that dog. Okay? The dog belongs to, or it belongs to, good, him. It belongs to him. It is possessive adjective. It is, let me hear you, his dog. And he bought it himself. It in that sentence stands for what? He bought the dog himself. He bought it himself. He owns that dog. It belongs to him. It is his dog. He bought it himself. She owns that lighter. We got a free pass to our first sentence, don't we? It belongs to her. Okay? It is possessive adjective. Her lighter. And she bought it herself. She owns that lighter. It belongs to her. It is her lighter. She bought it herself. They own that car. It belongs to them. It is their car. They bought it themselves. They own that car. It belongs to them. It is their car. They bought it themselves. A little grammar rap here. We own that rocking chair. It belongs to us. It is our rocking chair. We bought it ourselves. We own that rocking chair. It belongs to us. It is our rocking chair. We bought it ourselves. Now, this time, we're going to make 4 sentences. The first one, we're going to use a possessive adjective. The second, we're going to use belongs to. The third, we're going to use a reflexive pronoun and an object pronoun. And the fourth, we're going to add a possessive pronoun. So, let's do our example. I own this car. Possessive adjective. It is my car. Using belongs to. It belongs to me. Using a reflexive and an object pronoun. I bought it myself, and using a possessive pronoun, it is mine. You see that? I own this car. It is my car, possessive adjective. It belongs to me, belongs to with an object pronoun. I bought it myself, object pronoun and reflexive pronoun, and it is mine, possessive pronoun. How's that? Okay, now, I own this baseball bat. We have our 4 sentences. Okay, let's start with our first one. It is my baseball bat. The possessive adjectives. It belongs to. It belongs to me. I bought, object pronoun and reflexive pronoun. I bought it myself, and finally the possessive pronoun. It is mine. I own this baseball bat. It is my baseball bat. It belongs to me. I bought it myself. It is mine. She owns that watch. Okay, possessive pronoun. It is her watch. Good. It belongs to her. Right? They're both the same, aren't they? It is her watch. It belongs to her. She bought it herself, and it is, add that S, it is hers. She owns that watch. It is her watch. It belongs to her. She bought it herself. It is hers. We own those dogs. We got a big dog and a little dog. We own those dogs. They are our dogs. They belong to, good, they belong to us. We bought, plural, them, reflexive, ourselves. We bought them ourselves. They are ours. We own those dogs. They are our dogs. They belong to us. We bought them ourselves. They are ours. I own that lighter. Possessive adjective. It is my lighter. Belongs to? It belongs to me. I bought it myself. And it is mine. I own that lighter. It is my lighter. It belongs to me. I bought it myself. It is mine. They own that car. It is their car. Belongs to. It belongs to them. Object pronoun and reflexive. They bought it themselves. It is possessive pronoun. It is theirs. They own that car. It is their car. It belongs to them. They bought it themselves. It is theirs. They own that computer. It is. It belongs to them. Is that out of order? Well, the possessive adjective would be what? It is their computer. It belongs to them. They bought it themselves, and it is theirs. Very good. They own that computer. It is their computer. It belongs to them. They bought it themselves. It is theirs. I hope that if you were to go back and do this again, if you were to review this lesson, you could do all these exercises by yourself. If there are more than one of you watching, I hope you could do them yourselves. Thanks for your hard work. Thanks for joining me here at Language Exchange International.